All right, so we're here, ready to do some interviews. We've got both teams in, players from both teams in for some post-game interviews and analysis and whatnot. So let's start with the boys over at. Let's start with the victors, ONS. First of all, any of you can answer. What were your expectations coming into the game, and how do you feel you played as a team relative to how you think your team can play, I guess?
I think Tom can take this one.
Yeah, with Crackland, we've always traditionally had like really close games. Even when we played them when we 5-0'd, 4-0'd them, like the games were super slow and super tight. Like that's kind of like, it's always, with Crackland, like we always have this thing that they always go like super slow, and we also try to play super safe. So like, to me it was gonna be a coin flip, like who would win. But because of our previous scrim last night beating IM, like we were really confident, but then we had a bit of an iffy scrim today against 350 and yourself, the king. So we were still 50-50. Like I think any team could have taken it. That's why we try to play super slow, and like we're happy we're making the finals, and we think like if we played like we did last night against IM, we can have a little bit of a sniff, but don't know yet.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, you guys played pretty well. I think both teams played pretty well, but yeah, definitely on the mids, especially on Granary, you guys had a really strong performance. So I'd like to go out and say specifically, Cindy, how did you feel you played on Granary?
First half on Granary, I was not playing very well at all. I felt, but I felt I picked it up a lot on the second half and played better.
Yeah, definitely the MVP of the Granary game, I would say. But yeah, no, you guys all played pretty well over both of the maps, I think, and definitely on Badlands, like Granary especially, you guys were really dominant on the rollouts. Badlands still pretty dominant, but obviously the map is a little bit different. What else? Snow, do you have any other questions for him?
I guess I'll ask this to CC initially, but it goes for both teams. I guess we didn't see any crits play at all tonight. Why did you guys just not think of running crits, or are you just scared of the snipers on both teams? Because they both seem to be going pretty ham. So I'll start with Pish and then go to Vinty.
We called for crits on Granary, and that's about the time we found out that our medic didn't have a crit streak. So then we just ran Uber after that. I think he traded for one after Grand, but we never ended up using one on Badlands. Like as you guys pointed out, we lost a lot of the mids, so I guess there wasn't really the opportunities there to switch to crits.
Yeah. Is that all the questions you had for ONS? Because I kind of wanted to give the first questions to ONS and then go over to CC.
Whatever, do what you want. I've run out of questions.
Okay, well, moving past that, I guess we'll go ahead to the guys who put up a pretty decent fight, but sadly didn't end up winning CC. To either of you, how do you feel you guys played? And maybe just talk about a little bit the roster changes you guys had throughout the season.
Yeah, I think we played pretty well. Obviously, we had some roster changes. We picked up 2 new players, and also that meant Hayes switched to medic. So basically, half our team was on a new role, or it was new players. So I think overall we probably had slightly better players, but because it happened mid-season, we didn't really put in enough effort, I guess, into our teamwork and our calls and strats and things. I guess we didn't really have a strong main call or anything like that. So I think that overall, I guess it was a bit of a struggle, but I think tonight we played pretty well. Like I was happy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you guys played pretty well. Both teams did, but
yeah, I felt if we played our best, we had a chance. But if both teams played their best, like ONS probably should have come out with a victory.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to sound like not confident or anything. Like we're confident going in, but I think ONS have put a bit more work in. So like it's not surprising. Like if one team puts in a bit more effort, at the end of the day, if they play their best, they're probably going to come out with a win. But I think like we definitely played good and put up a fight, so I'm happy with how we played.
Yeah, for sure. I had a question, but I can't remember it. Snow, do you have any while I remember mine?
No, I'm all
Actually, it's sad that Shooter's not here, but because I wanted to ask him this personally. But that granary game, Shooter was just going ham. I think I don't know. I think Sneaky actually left, but he got a lot of headshots directly when Sneaky was running at him, which were actually quite funny to watch from STV. Was that like maybe a pre-planned thing that you thought he might be sniping a fair bit, or was he just kind of feeling good on the night and decided to just give the old sniperoo a go?
He snipes like when we're pushing last and it's tied up. He snipes a fair bit, but in the first half of Grand, there was a round. I remember he just hit a bunch of headshots in a row and basically won us the round. Like I think the fight wasn't going that well, to be honest. I think I was about to call the fall out or something, and then he hit like 3 headshots and killed 3 people, and we just rolled on. So he pretty much won us that round.
Mission
Yeah.
in 30
Oh, well.
seconds.
That's about it that I have in terms of questions, sadly. And I think Snow's kind of out as well, so I guess we'll wrap this up and we'll go to the shout-outs. So let's start with Cindy. Here's your shout-out.
Shout outs to Rain,
Mission
PJ,
ends in 10 seconds.
Prime, and Colin.
5, 4, 3,
And Dorky.
1.
Just shout out to everyone in ONS Mumble. Love you guys.
Gunblade.
Shoutouts to Crack Clan, Ernest Prospector, who else? Multi, I guess, and that's about it. Oh, and Pish as well.
And Pish.
I just shout out to our team. They played pretty well. It was fun. Shout out to ONS, you casters, for putting out your time to watch us play. I guess that's pretty cool. And to the CC Global Gaming, as they are called now, not Crackland, but shout out to all those boys.
Okay. And Tonberry.
Yeah, shoutouts firstly to Crackland, though. Good team. It's always good to play them in officials. They're a very strong team. Shouts to yourself, Eps and Snowblind, for casting us. Also Something and Kenneth. Also shouts to the admins. Like Sty has always been a good admin for the division. When I always quiz him, he's always promptly to reply to me. I think Telly and Ferris as well. There's a bit of shout out. Shout out to people in ONS Mumble, Smorglet, Cell. Our secret 7th player, Yukari, who's actually our #1 fan now, as I found out last night. He'll be rooting for us against IM. And also, shoutouts for the Osfort TFC community. There's actually all the finals on this week, I believe, and Pishka's in them. So we're rooting for Pishka as well. Fucking go huge, mate. That's it.
Thanks, Tom. 8 o'clock Sunday. See you guys there.
Yeah. Also, JT on Demo Man, Div 1. Please vote.
And Vinty.
Shoutouts to PJs, Moon, Dilby, all the ONS guys, and you guys for casting. Thanks for that.
All good. So I guess I'll do my little shout outs. I'll give my shout outs to the usual people I do, SVZ/SV Mumble, and my team, and all my mates, and Salami Pirates, and Kenneth and Something for taking their time to help with this casting. It's great to see that now that the finals have come along, we've got a fair bit of casting happening. Definitely been lacking in terms of casting over the past season, or a couple of seasons, especially now that Gamester and Griever is gone, rest in peace. And thanks to the teams for playing, and the admins and everyone. So yeah, and Snow.
I got to give shout outs to my boys, Team Immunity Intel, particularly Apori, who's been messaging me during the entire interviews, trying to get me to BM. Cheers, mate. And who else? We got the Queen, Pez, Homer, and Jackson on demo, I guess.
Oh yeah, Jackson on demo. Shout out to Jackson on demo. And last of all, Kenneth.
Thanks, Kenneth and Something, for organising all the streaming and putting everything together.
Yeah, and cheers. And I'll do shoutouts, and Something can do a few of his, and then we'll get out of here. I'd like to give a shout out. Actually, first, we used a new plugin on the cast tonight. It was a little bit of a mess in the beginning, but the Supreme Commander coded something called Status Spec, which allows all of you spastics to alias to whatever you want, and we just see the name that we assign to you. So that's why we had the Jimmy Fish confusion, but it's really cool plugin, and thanks to the Supreme Commander for coding that, and thanks for John for doing. There's the other plugins and so many plugins now. I'll quickly just do shout out to Telly, who organized the games tonight, and the teams and the casters, and Communist. And Something, go ahead.
Shout out to Valve for crashing me on Badlands, but no one noticed, I hoped.
Woo! Done. Okay. Well, look out for the grand final for OzFortress Winter League 11 Premiership Division coming up in the near future. The next 2 weeks, I'd say that will be between Team One Night Stand and Team Immunity. Definitely something to look forward to as well. Look out for all the other grand finals that will be casted, hopefully by TFLIVE. Divisions 1 through 5 of OzFortress, Team Fortress 2. I have been Eps, and I've been with Snowblind, and this has been the L11 semi-final. Thanks for your time, and thanks for watching.
And I'll just quickly say at the end, because my social media consultant is telling me, please follow us on Twitch and follow on Twitter as well, TFLiveAU on both of those. Give us a follow, support us. Also on YouTube, subscribe, TFLiveAU there, youtube.com/user/TFLiveAU. With that, we'll get out of here. See you later.